Scary Halloween stories, frights and chills for the whole family. Scary Halloween stories are the perfect way to get into the spooky spirit of this time of the year.
They are also a great activity for getting kids excited about all things creepy and crawly. These chilling tales will have you jumping at shadows and checking your blanket for ghouls. From ghostly apparitions to sinister curses, these eerie stories are perfect for reading around the campfire or any time you want to be freaked out. End.
Before starting the stories, I am going to recommend you the top 4 horror books that you must never miss ever.
Number 1. Reversed Order Existence, a dystopian horror novel by Goldburst, where the world is haunted by reversed order horror. Number 2. Polybius by Philip Urlevich, a horror fiction revolving around the most controversial, horrifying and mysterious game Polybius. Number 3. Lord's Ordinary Children by Gitashri Pani, a dystopian society in which the forgetfulness trait and the inertia bug are stalking and striking us. Number 4. Just Before Sunrise by Hadai Majid is also a must-read book for horror fans.
Now let us begin the stories. The Bloody Bride.
One bride's wedding day was ruined after she looked at her reflection and saw something terrifying. This bride saw her face covered in blood, and the stain wouldn't wash off. She tried desperately to scrub it off, but still she saw blood. The bride went to see a doctor and told him about her terrifying vision. The doctor had bad news for the bride. He told her the blood was real. It was the result of a tragic accident that had happened to her. Her face had been cut after she was involved in a terrible car accident. The bride immediately broke off her engagement and never wanted to see her fiancé's face again after seeing her bloodied reflection. This is just one example of how one moment can change everything. This incident is a great example of how something as simple as an accident can completely alter your life. You never know what one moment will bring.
The Hooking Hand.
While this story doesn't have a happy ending, it is one that is sure to keep you up at night. A young man was fooling around with his friends when he accidentally cuts his hand on a piece of glass. The shallow cut was no big deal, so the young man decided not to treat it. Soon after, he felt the cut start to itch. This itching continued to get worse and worse as the days went on. Finally, one day, he decided to take a closer look at the cut. After he lanced it, a single, grotesque finger grew out. Soon the finger became a hand. This continued to grow until the young man had a full, blackened hand. This hand became his constant companion. The hand never stopped itching and scratching, always searching for a new place to grow. This is a great reminder that not all wounds can be easily healed. Sometimes wounds can cause lasting damage, and there's nothing that can be done about it. This story is a scary reminder to be careful around cuts and scrapes.
Haunted houses can be very scary, especially if you live in one.
One family was sure that they had purchased a haunted house. In fact, their home was so haunted, they almost lost their minds. The family experienced a wide variety of paranormal activity. They heard creaking, thumping, and thudding noises all over their house. The most frightening incident, though, was when a ghost appeared right in front of one of the family members. After that, the family was sure that their house was haunted. They even took it a step further and decided to share their experiences online. The family's online posts detailing their paranormal activities quickly went viral. They soon found themselves with a paranormal reality show that documented their ghostly experiences. This show was a huge success and it attracted a lot of attention from people who wanted to visit the family's haunted house.
Warning: don't play with Ouija boards.
One person innocently purchased a Ouija board. They were excited to play with their friends and see if they could communicate with the other side. After just a few sessions, though, this person started to experience a wide variety of terrifying phenomena. They heard creaks and thumps coming from their ceiling when there was no one upstairs. They felt as though someone was sitting on their chest when they were trying to sleep. Finally, they experienced what they called a full body haunting. This meant the spirits had taken over their entire body. The person who experienced these things was sure that they had been possessed by demons. They knew they had to get rid of the Ouija board and they cut it up and threw it out. This was a good idea as some experts believe that Ouija boards are dangerous. They can be used as a gateway for evil spirits. If you are tempted to buy one, don't.
Just a flesh wound.
After the Great War, a soldier went home with a terrible injury. He had been hit by a shrapnel and had a deep, painful wound in his leg. The wound didn't heal as quickly as the doctors had hoped. After many months, the wound still wasn't completely healed. In fact, it was getting worse. The wound seemed to be festering and rotting away. Despite this, the soldier reported that his wound didn't hurt at all. He didn't even seem to notice the rotting and putrid flesh that was slowly destroying his leg. The doctors were a bit concerned about the wound, so they decided to do a biopsy to see what was wrong. When they examined the wound, they found that it was infested with maggots. The maggots were eating away at the soldier's leg. This story is a great example of how something as small as a few maggots can completely tear down a building. If a wound isn't treated properly, it can lead to infection. This infection can spread quickly and it may require amputation. This story is a scary reminder of how important it is to keep wounds clean and free of infection.
Mummy's curse.
When archaeologists were unearthing a tomb, they were shocked to find a mummy inside. They wanted to keep the mummy intact, so they wrapped it up, put it back in the tomb. People who lived nearby the tomb soon started to notice something strange. Many of the people living in the area started to get sick. After a while, they noticed that the number of sick people increased over time. People started to die too, and they all had one thing in common. They had been close to the tomb. After a while, the locals were so sick that they couldn't do anything. It was as though the tomb was spreading a plague. The government decided that they had to remove the mummy from the tomb. It turned out that the mummy was cursed. Some people believe that mummies are cursed. If a mummy is disturbed, it can cause sickness and death. Although this story is a bit far-stretched, it's best to leave mummies in their resting place.
Ghouls' guide to hiding the body.
After a ghoul committed murder, he had to come up with a way to hide the body. He decided to put the corpse in a barrel of brine that he kept in his basement. After a few days, the body was completely dissolved. The ghoul now had a problem, though. The barrel was full of the dissolved remains of his victim. He couldn't just get rid of the barrel, so he decided to do something a little out of the ordinary. The ghoul put the barrel of remains in a barrel of pickles. He then shipped the pickle barrel to a grocery store. The store owner who received the barrel of pickles was confused. He sent the barrel to his warehouse and forgot about it. The barrel sat in the warehouse for years before anyone noticed it. When they did notice it, they were shocked at what they found. This is how the ghoul got rid of the body. It may not be the most traditional way, but it definitely got his job done. It's also an example of how something as simple as a grocery order can turn into a gruesome discovery.
Scary Halloween stories are a great way to get into the spirit of the spooky season. You never know what one moment can bring. Thank you for watching this video. I am Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence and the CEO of Goldburst Technologies.
Support the voice of the promising authors by ordering a copy of their book from the links in the description below. The book merch is also available. Get yours now.
Subscribe to this channel if you want to watch more dark and interesting videos related to the book world and more.